Hello, it's Chaplin73 and you're joining me here today for another interview. Today I am interviewing an artist who is not only a friend but a fellow artist called Suzanne. Hello, Suzanne.
Hello, thank you for having me.
No problem at all. We will start the interview just by doing the introductory question, which is if you want to tell the audience who you are, what you do and where you're based.
All right, well, I'm Suzanne Phillips, known as Eye4Art on Facebook and Instagram. That's because I'm a visually impaired artist, blind in one eye, failing vision in the other. Not great, but I have a lot of fun with a lot of paint and a lot of glass. I make glass fused items and I incorporate cremation ashes in there, which is a little taboo for some people, but yeah. I don't have an issue with that. I quite like it. I feel honoured to do it. I'm based in Carbis Bay. I'm predominantly an animal portrait artist, which is my passion. Absolutely love painting animals. Occasionally paint the odd human. Not my greatest thing. I don't really like that very much, but I do it. And yeah, I do this professionally and love every minute of it, even the dark days.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky enough to own several of your pet portraits. I think you've painted all my pets, so yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I can personally vouch for you being a great pet portrait artist, and also you were involved in Background Bob in last year with along with lots of other artists, including myself.
That was some experience. I really enjoyed that. I just can't thank the people enough who organised it, done all the hard work behind it all. It was just absolutely phenomenal. I loved every second of it. And yeah. I'm still promoting the first book, never mind the second book.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to the second book, which is due out soon. In Background Bob, you did 3 pieces, if I remember right, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I was very lucky because I think I might have been the only person involved in it. Forgive me if I'm wrong, other people. Who have 3 pieces in the book. So I was really honoured with that.
Oh, there were 3 great pieces too. You know.
Oh, thank you. One of them was a little bit kind of, I'll just quickly draw something, and it turned out to be the one piece that people kind of remember me for, which was the Joker picture.
Yeah.
So that was funny because it didn't take very long to do. I thought I'll just quickly do a little scribbly bit here, and it worked.
Don't tell people that. It took you ages. It was a work of art, labour of love.
Yeah, I planned it for years.
so yeah, I mean, I had 2 pieces in, but it was actually 1 piece that I'd cut because the postman managed to bend my piece of cardboard and it had a massive crease in it. I thought rather than paint something with a big crease in the middle of it, I'd cut it into 2. So I did 2 that were slightly smaller and weren't the same size.
Do amend mentality, yeah.
So yeah, it was a good fun though, and it was a real feeling of community, I felt.
Oh yeah, and I've made some fabulous friends through that. You know, some arty people which I didn't ever know existed, and I'm glad to say that, you know, a lot of them we stay in touch together now. It's great. Some people come and visit, you know, here, and I hope to go and visit, you know, their studios or galleries that they're at very soon. And it's just a really nice experience. It just feel like you belong to something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that
on sticker that I wear when I'm running now, which is lovely.
No, I think that Facebook has allowed me to meet so many great people and be parts of different communities, such as like the Money Art group as well, which is another group which I've spoken to quite a few of the artists who are in the Money Art group on this channel, and there's a lot of interviews with other artists on here. But it is, yeah, it's that real sense of community and belonging, and talking to like-minded people who, you know, you probably never get to meet in real life, or
and across the seas where I'm never going to go. I can hear the voice. I can chat with them. We can even Zoom each other, which is fantastic. It's just lovely to be part of a nice community like that. I mean, there's a few, I've had my experiences, there's a few which, you know, are not great, but then majority is just, it's just very nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice community to belong to. I'm very proud to be an artist nowadays.
So what got you started? Who or what influenced your style And you know,
Well,
I know actually this is probably going to be a really difficult question for you because you work in several different styles and yeah.
yeah, I do. It's true. Um, my main reason for starting was because I was a very shy child, and my uncle used to paint with his left foot. So I was raised knowing that if Uncle Christy could do that, and he couldn't vocalize till he was a teenager, then I could do that. So I started expressing myself, thanks to my grandmother, who raised me really, through the form of art, any form of art, anything, anything I could create with, I would. So I did that. And then at the age of 14, I was jogging. I was running for West London at the time. I used to jog regular around Hyde Park. So I noticed all these artists selling their wares along the railings with their official marketplaces. And then I thought, well, I haven't got an official market. I'm only 14, but I need some money for shoes and, you know, running things.
Yeah.
So I started selling my work just out of my backpack, hanging it on the railings, propping it up against anything I could. Blocks of wood I painted flowers on, etc. For £5 each, Hyde Park corner. And they all sold all the time. So that was great. It was an ego boost, and I haven't stopped.
Just
had a
carried
break
on
to
from
raise
there.
children. Yeah, I have really. Yeah. I had a little break just to raise the children with 3 sons, all men now, all bigger than me, which isn't hard being a Celt. So yeah, it was really, my uncle was really the main inspiration, I think, because he achieved so much, and he was an author, a poet, an artist. You know, he had films made about him. So that was a big inspiration. But I do love surrealism. I love surreal work, especially Dali. I love Dali. But Frida Kahlo, because I've overcome quite a lot, and she overcame an awful lot. So she is my girl crush, I suppose.
Yeah. Fair enough. I understand why. I watched a film about Frida Kahlo the other day, and I thought it was
it's phenomenal.
fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely phenomenal.
What she overcame in her life is you know, phenomenal.
And she never stopped. She didn't stop.
Yeah.
She expressed everything she felt through form of art. So when I'm not painting animals, I'm creating my mind, which can be a bit dark for some people and a little bit twisted. But that's the inner me popping out on canvas. And there's nothing wrong with releasing a bit of yourself on canvas.
No, definitely not.
Sometimes you don't have to tell them the story behind a piece. Let them figure it out.
Yeah, they can make up their own stories. It's fine.
Yeah, they can.
So you've been creating since you were 14. What advice would you give to somebody who wanted to develop a creative practice now? If they came to you and said, "Look, Suzanne, I'm 14 and I want to start painting and doing stuff," what would your advice be?
Well, actually, I have got somebody that I'm mentoring at the moment who's doing her exams. She's just started her options, chosen art. So what I would say to her and to other people would be, just don't stop, really. Don't stop, never stop. It doesn't matter what you're doing, where you are, look at everything with shape and color and tone. It's not an apple, it's round, it's not dark, it's tonal value. Never give up. And no matter what anybody tells you, I've been critiqued, and I've had some pretty bad criticism in a few galleries by a few people that were meant to be high and mighty critics. And believe me, they got it wrong. My art teacher threw me out of school, threw me out of art class when I took it for my options, and said I'd never amount to anything in my art world. Well, this is my profession now, so she's wrong too. So don't listen to people, and always keep your early work. Keep as much work as you can, because when you're having a dark day and you feel, oh, I just can't get my mojo, I've lost all inspiration, look at your old pieces and then look at your more recent pieces, and you will see the progress that you've made within yourself. And you don't need anybody to tell you anything when you do that, because that's inspiration in itself.
Yeah, I think that's sound advice. I've for probably about 20 years now, I've been saying this time next year I'll have enough work to have my own exhibition, and I still haven't. But you know,
I've done it too.
I've created lots of work. Don't get me wrong, but I've never created a body of work that I feel is that I'd be able to exhibit, if you know what I mean. But I still carry on, and I'm determined one day to have my own exhibition. But you know, it is what it is.
And you will, and I will. I have never done a solo show, so we will both have our goals one day.
I'm just enjoying the ride, and you know, I think that's sometimes what it's all about, isn't it? Just carry on regardless. And you know, even talking to some of the artists who I, you know, massively admire. I did an interview with My Dog Size, and he was saying, you know, he walked from gallery to gallery to gallery with his work, and everybody said no, and he just went off and did his own thing, and now he's, you know, an international
that
artist.
was a very inspirational interview, because you know, Paul comes across as this bigwig, and then you just meet this guy through this interview, you know, you connect with him, and it's like, well, you got rejected too, this is okay. He's done pretty good, he's doing pretty good for himself, so this is, you know, this is all right, I can do something, maybe one day.
And most of the artists that I've spoken to, you know, the advice that they give is just carry on, do what you do, and somebody out there will like it, you know. And we are at a very unique point in time where, in theory, you know, there's the potential there for the people who like it to see your art, whereas you know, years ago, standing on the corner in London next to a park railing, you know, you were fortunate that people walking past liked your art, but there is a chance that, you know, you could have stood there for weeks and weeks and weeks and not one person walked past who liked your art because you're just on that corner, you know.
It could have been a pity vote for this young girl, tiny. I was tiny at that age, so it could have been this pity vote of a young girl standing there in her running clothes with a backpack, trying to make a few quid for new trainers. It could have just been a pity vote, but I thank them. I don't know if I still have them paintings, but thank you, people.
But I know a few friends who are artists who have got a massive following in America. You know, they would never have sold a piece if we didn't have the internet.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal tool. It really is.
So it's
it gets you out
worth.
there. Because I'm quite a shy person, so it does help me. It connects me with people that I would just normally hide away in my studio from, which you know anyway, because you've seen me here many a time, just hiding away.
And I think that's another thing is don't be scared to put your work out there for people to see, and don't take it too personally if you only get 3 likes or somebody says it's rubbish or whatever.
I
just
still do that.
Yeah.
It's an arrow in the heart every time. I'm like, oh damn, I thought that was a good piece and they like the rubbish one that I put up. Such a shame when that happens.
I'm the same on Instagram. When I first started Instagram, I gathered quite a following quite quickly, but used to sort of like average sort of like probably 30 or 40 likes on a picture, and then it went up to 50 and 60 and 70 and 80 and 90, and then I just managed to get it so it was going over 100 with each picture, and then they changed the algorithm and they did something with it. It went back down to 30 odd, and I was just like, what?
30? I had like 4 or something.
Got 110 likes. What's going on? And then I just thought, I'll just go with it. You know, it's
exactly. You just have to go with that flow. It is what it is. It will reach somebody at some point and they'll love it, and other people, well, it's not their cup of tea, but that's okay.
Absolutely. You know, and eventually you'll find your audience. Your audience will be drawn towards your work, and you know, you'll start selling or whatever. So it's good. The question I really like asking people, you've got 24 hours on a time machine. You can go back in time. You can spend 24 hours with anybody. They may be present day artists. It may be somebody from 400 years ago. Who would you spend 24 hours with, and what would you get up to?
Well, I think me and Frida would have a bit of a blast, because when I let my hair down, I let my hair down. So yeah, I think I'd love a collab with her. I'd really like a collaboration with her. I'd also like to go back and meet my uncle as an adult now, because he was 11 when he left, when he passed. So I was thinking I'd really like to go and do a poetry collab with him. Christy Brown, he's called. A lot of people would know his work and the film My Left Foot. So he wanted to be known for his poetry, not for his art. So I'd like to go and do a poetry collab with him. And I'd love to have a bit of a drink up mix session, definitely with Dali. definitely, because he's just bonkers, and I think that bonkers attitude, I could really click with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was drink or drugs that Dali took.
Oh, well, he can keep them. I'm not interested.
Judging by his paintings.
Yeah. But I think it's just my mind that might be a little bit, out there.
Yeah.
I don't mind letting the mind release now and again, and I think quite a good surreal piece would come together if it was Frida, Dali, and if they allowed me.
Yeah.
I should love that. Yeah.
Fabulous.
That would be my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ideal. It sounds like a good 24 hours.
Yeah.
And the final question is the question I pose to everyone, is have you got anything that you could share with us at the moment that you're involved in, or that you're about to be involved in, that you've got coming up, that you'd like to tell us about?
Yes, I'm venturing more into the cremation art side of things. I believe there's a big call for it. And instead of paying through the odds for it, what I'm doing is literally not adding any price on. I'm just painting it with the same price as I'm using at the moment, but I'm incorporating people's ashes, and I've got a locked cupboard up here that I've invested in, and I'm keeping people's ashes in that. I've got 3 people here at the moment, actually, bless them. So I'm not alone in my studio tonight. So yeah, I'm doing a lot more cremation work, and I'm really enjoying that.
Could you just explain what that is?
Yes, it's people who have passed and they're cremated. Sometimes they're looking for something rather beautiful to remember their loved one by, and they don't often find something other than, oh, let's scatter the ashes over a park, a beach, in the garden, in a pot, and on the shelf.
Plant a tree or something. Yeah.
Exactly, that's really nice, planting a tree. But also it's nice if you can do something a little bit special. So creating a memory, a beautiful piece for someone to look at every day, or to touch, or to hold, or to hug when they need that intimate time with them, they can do that. So I'm using glass for that. And because I do glass fusing, I'm incorporating the ashes into the glass, then creating the lovely personal piece for this person, their client, and then it's getting fired. Then it gets packed off nicely, special delivery to them, and hopefully they'll love it as much as I have creating it. Fabulous. And I use certain pieces of music, which could be quite personal and poignant to somebody. So I'll play that music while I'm creating the piece with the glass, and I'll record myself doing that so that they can hear the music, see that it's a serene environment, and it's very personal, very quiet, very peaceful. And then I'll create something rather lovely in the glass and fire it and send it to them. And I send them the video in Messenger or email so that they've got that to see the creation happening. Or if they want to, they can come here and help, which has happened, and they're very welcome to.
Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome. I
actually love doing that. I love doing that.
Yeah, I should imagine it feels like such an honor,
It really does. Yeah, it really does. It's a very, very personal thing to do, and to get to know some of the person that you're working with as cremations, to get to know them through the person who's requested you to do the job in the first place is really nice, especially playing the music, because that can often connect you with a person, a piece of music. And if you're open to all music, which I am, then that's really good. It's just a very personal thing to do, and I'd like to do a bit more of that, and that's what my aim is to do more of that. I've got consent forms made for my clients and everything now, so I send them a little kit and they can put some ashes in that with the consent form, and then once I've received the consent form and the ashes are locked away, then that's what I do. I'll create with it.
Fabulous.
Very
fabulous.
enjoyable.
Thank you for explaining that, because I wasn't 100% sure what you meant by it.
Okay.
I just think that's a lot clearer to people who are listening, who may be thinking, what's that then?
Thank you.
So I do. So thank you very much for spending the time with me this evening. It's been a pleasure as always, and it's lovely to talk to you. I pop down for a chat quite often.
You do.
but it's lovely to talk to you on here, and
thank you.
And I look forward to seeing you next time I see you. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And if you like what you've seen here today and what you've heard today, then please hit the subscribe button below, subscribe to the channel, and you'll be able to hear about other artists as I interview them over the next year or two. Okay, thank you very much for your time. Cheers.